March is here. A lot of eyes fixed on college basketball, but the real ones know that it's college baseball that's heating up as we work towards conference play. Welcome in, I'm Zach McKinstry, and here today we're in Charlotte, North Carolina for Game 1 between James Madison and the Charlotte 49ers. We should be in for a good series, two teams that have pretty similar records up to this point, both sides 2 games under 500 and have had some struggles at the plate through the young season, but here's who they'll turn to on the bump. It's Jackson Logar for the visiting Dukes, the sophomore out of Medford, New Jersey. One of the top relievers last year, 22 appearances in last season, but he's become the Friday starter, a 1-1 record, and in 12.1 innings of work, 18 strikeouts to just 8 walks for Logar. And then for the 49ers, it'll be Blake Gillespie getting the nod in his first Friday start in a 49ers uniform. A transfer from Georgia, has been the Saturday guy for his previous 3 starts, an 0-2 record in 14.2 innings of work, allowing 10 earned runs, but he's had 16 strikeouts to just 5 walks and is looking for the run support in this series. Both teams losers of their last 3 matchups and both looking to get back in the win column. They'll need their bats to do that, and we'll see if those bats show up in this series. Friday, Game 1, college baseball on the way here at the Hayes. We're back in a moment on ESPN+. It's the Friday pinstripes for the 49ers, who get set to start this one. Top of the first inning on the way with Blake Gillespie, the right-hander on the mound. Junior, originally from Ontario before he moved to Claremont, Georgia, making his 4th start of the season. In his previous 3 starts has had trouble early in his starts, but once he's settled in, has done a really nice job in the latter several innings. So he'll look to get Charlotte out to a good start here in Game 1 against JMU, who will go with this starting 9 in the opener. Kyle Langley, the left fielder, leads off. Nick Poole bats second. Ryan Dooley, the DH, and one of the top returners on this team, bats third. Corey Dowdle behind him cleaning up. Then Eli Stedman, Wyatt Piper, Jack Cannizzaro, Coleman Calabrese, and Maddox Fleck, the 1 through 9 for the Dukes. A lot of left-handed bats in this lineup. They'll start with one, and the first pitch is in for strike 1. For James Madison, that's how this roster's built out. They have 3 switch hitters in this lineup, on top of a ton of left-handed hitters, and actually more left-handed at bats this year than right-handed at bats. Not many college teams can say that. So Gillespie ahead 0-2, and he gets a fly ball out into shallow center field. Carson Bain, the man that tracks it down in the alley and makes the catch for out number 1. So here's a look at the Charlotte defense in this one. It's Juan Rivera in left, Carson Bain in center, and Noah Furch in right. Dawson Bryce, the third baseman, Connor Marinack at short, Chandler Riley at second, Caleb Estes, the first baseman, and Logan Petit behind the plate. So not many changes from the everyday lineup, outside of first baseman Cody Gunderson being replaced by Caleb Estes. He is officially day-to-day with some illness before today's game. So we'll see if we'll see him throughout this series. But it gives Estes a chance to start at first base, as the next from Gillespie misses the mark, and it's a ball and a strike to the right fielder Nick Poole. Sophomore out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Swings through a high fastball, and that's strike 2. We'll see a heavy dose of those from Gillespie, who's got a fastball that can sit around 92, 93. A wipeout slider and a good changeup as well with his 3/4 arm action. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Goes with the changeup and gets the strikeout. First of the outing and 17th of the season for the junior Gillespie.
Hitter number 22, Ryan Dooley.
That is perfect location with the 2-strike count. That changeup starting at the bottom of the zone and then dropping off the table. for the K. Ryan Dooley takes a home run hack, comes up empty, and he'll start behind. No balls and a strike. One of only 2 preseason all-conference players for the Dukes out of the Sun Belt Conference. Checks his swing and watches the count go to a ball and a strike. Sports perhaps the finest Fu Manchu in all of college baseball, but out to a bit of a slower start this year. Does lead the team in on-base percentage, hitting or reaching at a .386 clip. Fouls away the 1-1, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So Gillespie working ahead in the count on the DH. Two quick outs and now a 1-2 on the 3-hole hitter. Popped up on the infield. Gillespie off the mound and called off by the first baseman Caleb Estes. And how about a 1-2-3 inning to start this top of the first frame? Gillespie on 11 pitches retires the side in order and sends us to the bottom half. 49ers to the dish, back at home here in a moment. The Dukes to the field with Jackson Logar, the sophomore right-hander that will get the start in game 1 of this series. 6-foot righty has become a staple of this starting rotation after 20 appearances out of the bullpen last year, a pair of saves, and 43 punch-outs in 43.1 innings of work. This season he's dialed in those strikeout to walk numbers, 18 Ks to 8 walks. Making his 4th start of the season for James Madison with his 1-1 record. And here's how the 49ers look as they will take to the plate in this bottom of the first. Chandler Riley leads it off, then Dawson Bryce. Logan Petit, the catcher out of Vanderbilt, will bat third. Noah Furch, the cleanup man, followed by Carson Bain. Juan Rivera back into the lineup in left field. Connor Marinak at short. Caleb Estes is at first base batting 8th, and then Thad Ector, the switch hitter DH, will get the start in this one, batting 9th. And before first pitch, as James Madison wraps up, here's how they align defensively. It's Langley, Stedman, and Poole in the outfield, with Pfeiffer, Fleck, Calabrese, and Dowdle the infield from left to right. Cannizzaro behind the dish, and Logar on the bump. Left-handed hitter starts us out, and the first from the righty. Swung on, popped up in towards center. Stedman had taken a few steps back, but now retreats back towards the infield, makes the catch. And first pitch, first out. Charlotte is a team that is aggressive on first pitches. They see something that they like on the first dealing from a starting pitcher, they'll jump on it. And saw that in the last series on the road against Arkansas. The number 4 team in the country in one of the most hostile environments in all of college baseball, and Charlotte competed in all 3 games. Dawson Bryce fouls it away, but the Razorbacks needed a save in game 1 and in game 2, and then a walk-off in game 3 to sweep the 49ers, who were a timely double play and maybe a couple of good pitches away from a series win on the road. Bryce falls behind 1-2, but regardless, 49ers could not scratch and claw a game out of that series, so down to 4-6 the overall record as Dawson Bryce is caught looking. Nice front door breaker to the righty, and a looking strikeout is out number 2. A lot of strikeouts at the plate for the 49ers have been a big reason behind those 6 losses through their first 10 contests. 11.1 strikeouts per game at the plate for the 49ers. Now stepping in is Logan Petit, who leads the team in that category. He's got 17 on the season. But he's also produced some big moments, has 3 doubles, which is tied for the team lead, and 5 extra base hits. When you combine those with his pair of home runs this year. 1-1. And there's strike 2. So the redshirt sophomore will be forced to protect. Quickly moving is Logar. Slider, weakly hit right side. Calabrese makes the play, and that is out number 3. Pretty quick first inning between these two sides. 6 up and 6 down to send us to inning number 2. We're scoreless in game 1 between James Madison and the Charlotte 49ers. Gillespie back to the bump as we start the top of inning number 2. Here's a look at the series history between these two teams. Only 9 all-time matchups, with the last coming back in 2008. It has been a long time since these two teams played each other, and in that matchup, it was an NCAA regional matchup. Both of these teams made it to the Raleigh Regional that year, and what an unbelievable game it was. JMU won 13-12 in that ball game. But Charlotte was up 10-2 and were outscored 11-1 down the stretch to give James Madison the edge all time, 5-4. First pitch to Corey Dowdle upstairs, and he'll start ahead, a ball and no strikes. Big man, graduate student and transfer from Georgia Southern, standing 6'3" in the box. And he gets an off speed there. Switches up the timing and moves the count to a ball and a strike. Thought about offering on the upstairs fastball and lays off. Dowdle has a lot of power, and much of the power in this lineup. 714 is the slugging for the graduate infielder from Kingsland, Georgia, as he swings through a slider for strike 2. That's far and away best on this team. Second most slugging is 375 for the Dukes. So a monster gap between Dowdle and the rest of this lineup. Leads the team with his pair of home runs. 2-2. Called strike 3. Another good off speed. And the second strikeout for Gillespie on that pitch as he sits down, Dowdle looking. Freezes him on that changeup, which caught the outer half. And we'll start with a fastball inside to Stedman, which is called a ball as he pulls the bunt back. This is a James Madison team under Coach Marlon Eikenberry that loves to play small ball. 21st most bunts in Division I baseball, and then 26 stolen bags on 32 attempts in just 12 games so far this season. And that is the most in the conference and top 50 in all of D1 baseball. Stedman has a 1-1. Just misses on the outer edge to the senior from Birmingham, Alabama. And he was a part of that great story at Birmingham Southern last year. D3 team that closed its doors. As the 2-1 misses, and it's a 3-1 count. University shut down, but the baseball team still playing after they closed its doors because they made the Division III World Series. Stedman a part of that team and continues his career with James Madison. And he draws a 1-out walk as that one just misses the zone.
Next up, third baseman, number 23, Wyatt Piper.
Stedman, 3 stolen base attempts this year. He's 2 for 3 in those attempts. And that brings the third baseman Wyatt Pfeiffer to the dish. Another lefty. Fake steal there. Petit pops up behind the dish after reeling in strike 1. And Pfeiffer, the Greentown, Pennsylvania native, will start behind. Pickoff attempt to keep an eye on the runner. Charlotte's been good with limiting steals this season. You've got a cannon behind the plate that has helped out with that. Logan Petit, 7 caught stealing, including a pair of Arkansas runners in the last series. Showing bunt and fouling it back is Pfeiffer, and he'll be behind 0-2. And then to add on to that, Charlotte pitching has picked off 3 base runners at first base. Part of this Robert Woodard defense that has been really impressive on the season. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and another pickoff attempt. Pfeiffer at the plate leads this team with 18 strikeouts. But when he does get on, he's got some speed. 4 for 4 on stolen bags for him. 0-2. Out of play. Even with the loads of stolen bags that the Dukes have had this year, they have struggled offensively to the tune of just 3.8 runs a game this year. 0-2. High and away, and no motion on the base paths. So the count to a ball and 2 strikes. And Gillespie will try again.
Spot right there, now stay there. Now
1-2. Fake steal and a foul ball. Making sure that Petit stays active behind the plate. Haven't tested him yet, but a couple of fake steals now from the first base bag. Trying to work that runner into scoring position. 1-2. Again fouled away. I'm sure the Dukes would love to break up the double play. Charlotte has turned 4 double plays on the season, after averaging a double play once every couple games last year, which was 7th in the conference. Might have been leaning there, Stedman, off the first base bag, but the pickoff keeps him close. And the chess match continues. Pfeiffer awaits. Switch hitter gets a 1-2. On the move, swinging, fly ball into shallow left. Juan Rivera underneath for out number 2 as Stedman retreats.
Next up for the Dukes, the catcher number 41, Jack.
Good battle at the plate there from Pfeiffer, who worked along at bat. Pitch count up to 28 pitches now for Gillespie with 2 outs in the second. And he'll face the catcher, Jack Cannizzaro.
Here we go, 3-2 with it all back here. Working hard. All day.
Right-handed hitting backstop out of Saddle River, New Jersey, leads this team in RBIs with his 7 on the season. Only 2 extra base hits, and both are doubles off the bat of the righty. Time called, and that'll be the first warning against Blake Gillespie, who came set before the batter made eye contact. This time he'll take his time, and that one off the mark. Showing bunt there was Cannizzaro. James Madison not afraid to lay one down with 2 outs against this Charlotte defense that does like to shift a lot. Runner on the move, 1-0, swung on and missed. The throw from Petit is on the money, and he got him again. Make that 8 runners caught stealing from Logan Petit behind the dish. 49ers out of the top of the second as they gun down Eli Stedman. Back to the plate thanks to the stellar defense and the cannon from Logan Petit. Welcome back to the Hayes. It's scoreless as the 49ers come to the dish. There's the James Madison skipper, Marlon Eikenberry, in his 10th season as the head coach. Made it to a regional last year, eliminated South Carolina, but fell just short to the regional champ, NC State. Trying to get back to that success this year, but lost a couple of big names. Top 2 home run hitters, Fenwick Trimble and Mike Mancini. Trimble was drafted. Mancini transfers to Vanderbilt. You lose a lot of power in that lineup, and James Madison has been reaping the repercussions of that through their first 12 games with only 4 home runs on the season. Noah Furch sends this into center field, and we have our first hit of the ball game. And he stays red hot after his phenomenal series against Arkansas. Got a slider that barreled into center field, dropped in front of the center fielder Stedman, and the leadoff man aboard for the 49ers for Carson Bain, the center fielder. He launches this one foul over the 49ers dugout. All the heads drop quickly in the reaction, but everybody okay as we continue. Oh, 0-1. Swings at the first 2 and fouls each of them off to fall behind, no balls and 2 strikes. But back to Noah Furch off the first base bag. In that series against Arkansas, again, the number 4 team in the country, he was 6 for 12, 5 RBIs, a homer, and a double. Bain fouls away another. Senior from Esco, Minnesota. In his second year with the program out of Kirkwood Community College at the D2 NJCAA level. Dives back to first base. He has certainly proved that he belongs. After hitting 300 last year, a lot of people thought he was going to be preseason all-conference. He was not. And he has worked hard through the first 10 games. A .342 batting average, .405 on base, and .605 slugging, combined with his tied for the team lead 3 home runs for the senior, who leads off the first base bag. 1-2 to Bain. Lays off the fastball upstairs. The senior at the dish was preseason all-conference, leads this team with his 16 RBIs. And has an even count to work with nobody out in the second. Dowdle barely reels in that pickoff attempt. And again, Furch back in on the dive. No stolen base attempts for Noah Furch this year. 2-2. Off the end of the bat, chance at 2. To second, there's 1. Bain beats it out on the long short hop. And a fielder's choice has a runner aboard, but the first out in the bottom of the second.
Left fielder number 26, Juan Rivera.
So Bain replaces Noah Furch on the first base bag, and it brings up Juan Rivera, left-handed hitting left fielder. He'll take the first. Junior out of Mission, Texas, and another junior college transfer from Dodge City. Back pick to first. Canizaro keeping tabs on Bain now. Here you go, boy. 2-0. Inside, 3 balls and no strikes to Rivera, who got the start in the final game of the series at Arkansas, but prior to that hadn't started since the Old Dominion series. He is the only batter in this Charlotte lineup that has more walks than strikeouts. Thought he had ball 4 there. Instead, it is 3-1. And a hitter's count for the left-handed bat. Logar gets the swing and a miss, and it's full. So Carson Bain on the first base bag, 0 for 3 on stolen bases this season for a Charlotte team that has struggled mightily in that category. 3 for 9 on the season, 13th worst in all of D1 baseball. He's on the move here, swung and launched into left field. A perfect hit and run with a 3-2 count. Up to third base goes Carson Bain. And Rivera aboard with a single with 1 away. In Charlotte in business in the bottom of the second. That's something that I talked with Coach Woodard about prior to today's game. Said in an ideal world, he likes Chandler Riley and Juan Rivera 1-2 in the order because back-to-back lefties. You got that hit and run possibility to put runners on the corners to start the ball game. And though Rivera further down in the order, that's the case here in the second. As he takes it the other way, great 2-strike hitting to launch it into left field. 2 aboard, 1 out for Marinac. Pulls back the bunt attempt and a hitter's count 2-0. Two-way senior and Division III transfer. Only 3 RBIs on the season. RBI opportunity here. Comes up empty on 92, and it's 2 balls and a strike. This is an area where Charlotte has struggled at the plate. Batting average worst in the conference at .240, but with runners in scoring position, it gets worse. And with less than 2 outs, Charlotte certainly hoping they can drive runners in. And opportunities like this heading into conference play in a couple of weeks. Got a series against UNC Wilmington before the 49ers return home to start conference play against UTSA. Pickoff attempt forces Rivera to dive back in. He's got a stolen bag on the year on 3 attempts. And with 2 strikes, we'll see if he's in motion with 1 down. Stays put, and the 2-2 reeled in from Canizaro. That one off the mark, and it's full. Bain, the runner on third, Rivera, the runner on first, and it is Marinac at the dish. He's got a 3-2 count with one out. Runner on the move, called strike three. Front door slider catches him looking, and a big out number two, albeit Rivera takes second base and moves into scoring position. Marinac didn't like the call. It's the second strikeout for Jackson Logar. And he's one pitch away from getting out of this second inning unscathed. Check swing and tipped. Caleb Estes leaves the bat a hair over the plate, gets a piece, and he'll start behind in the count. Started his career at Maryland, who was the last test for James Madison. Lost to Maryland 8-4 in the midweek. Went the junior college route at Gaston, and now back up to the D1 level with Charlotte. Has two in scoring position, but he quickly starts behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Logar in the driver's seat with 2 outs. Leaves this one too far out. One and two. This one hit through the right side, and it finds outfield grass. 1 run in, Rivera gets the wave, throw to the plate, not in time. 2-out single from Caleb Estes, and it's Charlotte on the board first in the bottom of the second. 2-0 Niners.
Designated hitter number 2,
Great slide here from Juan Rivera. Tag looked like it likely would have been late there regardless, but either way, the junior slides home safely, uses the speed with a great break off the second base bag. And now Thad Ector checks his swing and takes ball 1. But that has got to be an encouraging sight for 49ers fans and for this Charlotte coaching staff to see two strike hits the opposite way from batters this inning. Noah Furch, the single into center. Juan Rivera, 2 strikes, serves it into left. And then Caleb Estes with 2 strikes takes it to right. And Charlotte in front. Hitters count for Thad Ector, who has some power. This one runs inside and hits him. Outside of the looking strikeout to Marinac, every batter has reached in this frame for the 49ers, and that will prompt a visit. Oh. Thad Ector tougher than me. Slider right off the back knee. Not even a grimace from the Charlotte DH as he takes first base. So a visit here as the whole infield in for Jackson Logar. In his 3 starts, started game 1 against the number 9 team in Division I baseball, Florida State. He left runners stranded and threw a 0 up in the first and second, but gave up a 3-run homer in the third. Had 9 strikeouts in 5 innings of work and a win against Canisius. Gave up a 2-run double in the third, and then gave up 3 earned runs, but got run support in his last outing. But got the no decision after only working 4.1 innings of work. Here's a senior Chandler Riley getting his second at-bat in this ball game. starts ahead 1-0. Another favorable lefty versus righty matchup. Riley flew out to center in the first inning, and he's got a hitter's count here. Out of Concord, North Carolina. And he takes a strike. Riley entering into this one led this team with walks, 8 walks on the season. And on base of 409 is second on the team. Pick off to second, and this one takes a generous Duke's bounce. Diving back in was Caleb Estes, and he left his legs in the air, and that one would have been into center field to advance the runners. Instead, short hops the back heel and stays on the infield. Scorpion kick. Unintended from Estes. Runners stay put, and a 2-1 on the way to Riley. Cracked out towards left field. Late jump back, and falling down, it is caught in left. Kyle Langley, unconventional in left field. Didn't have the best read off the bat, but makes the adjustment, spun around, makes the catch on the dive. Saves a couple of runs from scoring, but Charlotte does start the scoring. 2 runs across, and they lead as we head to the third. Charlotte in front 2-0 after the 2 runs in the bottom half of inning number 2. Here's a look at Coach Robert Woodard in his 6th year at the helm of this Charlotte 49ers baseball team. 2023 CUSA tournament champion and adapting to the 2nd year in the American Athletic Conference. Fastest coach to 100 wins in program history, and a win today would mean 150 for Robert Woodard, who sits at 149 and 119 all time. Blake Gillespie back to the bump. And he'll get a second look at Jack Cannizzaro after a decent at bat. That will be restarted after the caught stealing to end the second. Takes a strike, and it evened at a ball and a strike. Four walks, 4 stolen bags for the man at the plate. Not often that you see catchers with a stolen base rate at 1,000. Multifaceted player as the Charlotte defense shifts, and the 1-2 is hacked on and missed. 3 strikeouts now for Gillespie, who continues to cruise into this third, and 1 down for the 8-hole hitting Coleman Calabrese. Fastball upstairs. And a good rotation of pitches so far for the righty, who starts ahead of the second baseman. Senior from Bowie, Maryland, who leads this team with his 6 doubles. Falls behind 0-2. Ground ball, weakly hit left side. Charging in on the run, Dawson Bryce makes a nice throw. And there's 2 down. Makes it look a lot easier than it is for this 49ers defense that has been more than impressive to start this season. This is a defense that through its first 10 games only has 5 errors, which adds up to a .986 fielding percentage. That is the 8th best in all of college baseball. First pitch swinging is Maddox Fleck, a junior switch hitter from Omaha, Nebraska, and he'll start behind 0-1. Good pitch and strike two. Behind in the count, the 0-2. Just a piece to stay alive. We talked about the Charlotte hitting struggles. James Madison in a similar boat. 8.8 strikeouts per game for the Dukes this year. And in the bottom 25 in D1 baseball in average on base and slugging to start their season. Just a piece fouled off the bricks behind the plate. And it's 0-2. Friday afternoon baseball continuing with an 0-2 count. And the 42nd pitch on the way from the righty Blake Gillespie. Up and in. One and two. What a defensive swing with two strikes there from Maddox Fleck. Started his swing, stopped, and then kept it going. And still somehow got enough barrel on it to launch it foul to the left side. And with Dawson Bryce playing well off the third base bag, if that had stayed fair, it would have been extra bases. Instead, 1 and 2. Popped up left side, Juan Rivera. Out number 3, and 3 up, 3 down for Blake Gillespie for the second time in this ball game. He's one time through the order, hasn't allowed a run, and he's got Charlotte out in front 2-0 as the 49ers return to the dish. A 2-0 lead. We'll get back to work against Jackson Logar, and here's where James Madison sits in the Sun Belt preseason poll. And 106 votes, finished 6th out of the 14 teams in the preseason voting. Right in front of Old Dominion. Took the series against this Charlotte team in the last series played here at the Hayes. Dawson Bryce leads off and starts behind 0-1 against the righty. Swings through it, and it's 0-2. But a fun tidbit about Old Dominion, Longwood, and now James Madison. The last 3 teams that Charlotte have played at home, all 3 have had former VMI coaches. Purely by coincidence, but a crazy coincidence at that. Talked with Coach Eikenberry yesterday about the odds of that happening. Eikenberry, a former player for Coach Finwood of Old Dominion, as that one's fouled away, and the count stays at 1-2. And then with the shifting of those VMI coaches, Ray Noe, an assistant under the now Old Dominion assistant coach Jonathan Hadra at VMI. Whoa, 1-2. Runs up and in and drills Dawson Bryce. So after a working ahead in the count on the leadoff man here in this bottom of the third, Logar loses that one. He gets a whole bunch of helmet. Dawson Bryce all good to go, and Logan Petit gets a chance with nobody out and the runner aboard. But still, wild coincidence about the VMI coaching note. And quite the coaching tree that has developed from the Virginia Military Institute. Pickoff and diving back in is Dawson Bryce. VMI, a team that inherently likes to run. They are the top stolen base team in the country by a good margin. Coach Eikenberry a part of that and certainly takes that to this James Madison team that likes to do the same. Now this slider misses inside, can't front door it, and it hits Poteet. Back-to-back hit by pitches. And two aboard with nobody out. No action for James Madison in the visitor bullpen. But the third inning has been where the wheels have fallen off for Jackson Logar so far this year. Again, 12.1 innings of work, 3 starts so far this season. Gave up a 3-run homer in the third in the first game he pitched, a 2-run double in the third in the second one. And gave up 3 earned runs early in his last start, but got the run support to help him out in that James Madison victory. First pitch slider, that's what he was trying to do to Logan Petit. This one executed to perfection, and Noah Furch starts behind 0-1. Had the first hit in this ball game, and up to 359 on the season. Takes strike 2 at 90 miles an hour on a good fastball. 0-2 the count to Noah Furch with 2 aboard. This one cracked out towards left center field. Charging in the left fielder and makes the catch after calling off Stedman. Retreating is Dawson Bryce, and a hard hit out number 1. Good work from Kyle Langley to track that one down after making that weird, strange, and falling catch in the second to end that second inning and leave 2 runners stranded. Taking away what would have been extra bases for Chandler Riley. Makes a nice catch there and sets up Carson Bain to hit. Senior out of Jacksonville, Florida, starts behind 0-1. Grounded into a fielder's choice and scored the game's first run. One lays off.
I'm so excited right now. Let's go.
Lays off that one low, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Carson Bain. So despite the struggles at the plate for the 49ers with their .240 team batting average, still a lot of power. 10 home runs in 10 games is 3rd in the conference. Carson Bain, a big part of that was his 3 home runs on the year. Takes ball 3. And to add to that, he's got a pair of 3-run homers at this ballpark already this season. Leads the team with 16 RBIs. Hitters count for the senior. 3-1. Ball 4. And that will load the bases. Not going to win any favors of the James Madison dugout with that call from Jimmy Paler. It just misses to Carson Bain. And instead of a strikeout and 2 outs with runners on first and second, now still only 1 out and the bases loaded for Juan Rivera, coming off a single, a stolen base, and a run in the second inning. Missing on the first pitch slider. Righty has had A lot more struggles with that slider to left-handed hitters as it breaks in. Danger of either leaving it over the plate or running it too far in. This time he comes back with one that finds the zone, and it's 1-1. It's Tyler Muscar, a lefty in the bullpen for James Madison, warming now. And a big spot for Charlotte early in this ball game to try and add to their 2-0 lead. Hit weakly on a hop and a chance at 2. Breaking to first. They got him. What a double play as that one hung up long enough. All the runners kind of had to stay put. Maddox Fleck flips to second and turns 2 to get out of trouble. Charlotte had the bases loaded and 1 out. Cannot execute after a big-time double play by the Dukes. Score stays at 2-0. Top of the 4th on the way. Welcome back. Charlotte and James Madison continues into the top of inning number 4. Here's a look at the American preseason poll. Charlotte ranked 5th behind ECU, Wichita State, Tulane, and UTSA. Going to be a competitive season across the American. ECU has struggled out of the gate, but plenty of talent all across this league. And as we move into conference play, we'll see who will shine. Line drive out to center, and it tails towards the gap, but Carson Bain all over it. And the leadoff man, Kyle Langley, is retired for out number 1. Make that 5 in a row from Blake Gillespie. And will now face the right fielder, Nick Poole. Struck out in his only other look against Blake Gillespie. This one hit hard right side. Caleb Estes all over it. Will take it to the bag himself. 1 pitch, 1 out, and make that 2 down in the top of the 4th inning. Now here's the DH. Ryan Dooley popped up to first in his first look at the righty, and he'll take ball 1 here. Good changeup outer half, doesn't get the call, and it's a 2-0 start for one of the top hitters for the Dukes last year. Out in front, and it's 2-1. .303 batting average in his 61 starts last year. The count to 2-2. One of the most experienced players on this roster. Trying to find his groove for James Madison. 2-2. Out in front of another fastball inside. Shoots it foul. And you can tell that's what he's looking for out of the hand of Blake Gillespie, as the 2 fastballs that he's fouled off, he's been well in front of. 2-2 the count. And we'll see what the righty comes back with. Swing and a miss on the off speed. Petit reels it in behind the plate, fires to first, and the strikeout will end this top half of the 4th. Another 0 on the board for Blake Gillespie, cruising in this one as he wraps up the inning with a strikeout. Charlotte with a 2-0 lead. Well, we talked about the stolen bases from James Madison being a storyline coming into this series, but one way to limit stolen bases is to not allow base runners. Only one Duke has reached through the first 3.5 in this one is Blake Gillespie. Allowed one base runner on a walk, and Logan Petit threw him out trying to take second. So 4 zeros on the board for James Madison, and Charlotte a 2-0 lead as they return to the plate, starting with Connor Marinac in his second at bat. Gets another good look against Logar, who remains in this ball game. Now it's 60 pitches. Lefty Muscar continuing to get loose. Ball and a strike. Charlotte waits the 1-1. Marinac behind in the count. For the 49ers, 3 players hitting over 320. But the next closest at 257 as Marinac stays alive. So there's a big disparity. Top-heavy lineup so far to start the season, trying to balance everything out, but 49ers certainly showed that they are talented enough to compete at the plate in their series against Arkansas last week. Marinac's had some struggles here today. He's down on strikes for the second time. He comes out number 1 in the bottom of the 4th. And a third strikeout for Jackson Logar. But again, back to that Arkansas series. 49ers put up 9 runs in the first 4 innings. Had a 9-1 lead against the Razorbacks, who stormed back with a vengeance, putting up a 10 spot the following frame. They still got back to within 1 before dropping it 11-10. Good off speed, just misses to Caleb Estes, and it's 1-1. But either way you slice it, 9 runs against the Friday starter for the Arkansas Razorbacks is impressive. And then to come back in game 2 and score 2 more in the top of the first in game 2 before taking a lead. And kept it close in game 3 as well, rallying back late. Chopper out towards short. Took a couple of hops to get there, but a missile out of the hand of Maddox Fleck throws out Caleb Estes. 2 up, 2 down.
Number 2, Thad Eckler.
Down him by about a step and a half. On a nice play from the junior infielder. Thad Eckler will watch the first, and he'll get another turn after getting hit by a pitch on his back knee. Should be his left knee for the left-handed hitter. And now he starts ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Chance to hit for Eckler. He's got a pair of doubles on the season and 4 home runs last year for the 49ers. 2-1. And of those 4 home runs, 3 came in 1 game against UNC Wilmington. Finished the year with a .442 on base and 7 stolen bags. And he takes strike 2. Eckler will have to protect. 2-2 the count, 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. Change up off the plate, and it runs full. Top of the order on deck, Chandler Riley was flown out and lined out in his 2 trips. Thad Eckler sees another. This one cranked off the bat into right field. There's a loud ping off the bat of Hector. Pulls it through the right side, and he's got a hit with 2 outs to keep this inning alive. It is the 4th hit of the ball game for Charlotte, as Hector has now reached twice. That is a smooth left-handed swing for the switch hitter. No stolen base attempts for him this year. Hasn't had too many opportunities, as he's not been an everyday starter, but certainly an important role player off the bench for this 49ers team, and he earns the start at DH today with Cody Gunderson out. Sick day for him, as this one's hit hard out towards first, but swallowed by Corey Dowdle at the first base bag, and that will conclude this bottom of inning number 4. Charlotte gets another runner aboard, but leaves them stranded. It goes scoreless. They lead 2-0 at home in game 1 of this series. Welcome back. Top of the 5th starts. We showed you a look at the Sun Belt preseason poll. Here's what's happening on the Sun Belt scoreboard right now. Troy on top of USC Upstate in a close one. ECU on top of Coastal. Charleston playing App State. A couple other games as well, as a check swing sends Logan Petit down, and I think that got him in a tough spot to start this 5th inning. That sends the training staff and head coach Robert Woodard slowly out of the dugout. And all men watching feeling the pain of Petit behind the dish, as he'll take a breather and get some water before this 5th inning continues. So for Gillespie, 4 strikeouts on his 4 innings of work so far in this one, and has only allowed 1 base runner on a walk. Here's a look at the replay. Oh yeah, that's tough. As the 49er backstop works his way back to his feet. He's been one of the top catchers defensively in all of college baseball this year. As I mentioned, 7 times he's caught a runner stealing. Make that 8 with a 1 earlier in this ball game. Already climbing up the Charlotte single season record. If he gets 2 more, that would be top 10 all time in 49er history for a single season. And we are 10 games, now 11 into the season. So he'll get a warm up, and it looks like Petit's good to go. We'll go back to work. 0-1 the count after the foul ball tipped back. This one finds the zone on the outer half for strike 2. Dowdle struck out looking in his earlier plate appearance against Gillespie, who brings an 0-2. Bounces this one, and this time it catches the chest protector of Logan Petit. One and 2. Oh, good slider there. doesn't get the call, and it evens things at 2-2. The Charlotte pitching staff that has struck out more than 10 batters every 9 innings this year. Check swing just held back, and the count full now 3-2. 10.4 strikeouts per 9 innings for the 49ers staff so far this year. Same rate as last year, and close on the check swing from Dowdle as the count runs full. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Gillespie sits down the cleanup man for the second straight time, and the first out in the top of the 5th. Nasty on the slider.
Never back down, Blake. Never back down. Let's go. Back down. 3-2. Let's go.
That brings up Eli Stedman, the center fielder, who shows bunt. Misses for ball 1. Stedman, the lone base runner for the Diamond Dukes. 1-0. This one finds the zone to even things. 49ers top 35 in the country in strikeout to walk ratio. A hair under 3 strikeouts to every walk for Charlotte pitchers this year. And then top 35 in walks per 9 inning as well, walking about 3.5 batters per game. Two and 1. There's a strike, make it 2-2. Long look out of the windup. 2-2. Jam shot popped up left side. It will tail out of play, just to the opposite side of the James Madison bullpen. After Jackson Logar's efficient 4th frame, only allowed 1 hit on a 2-out single, the lone Charlotte base runner in that bottom of the 4th. I would expect him to come back out for the bottom of the 5th. But Gillespie back to work with a 2-2. Spinner up the middle, fielded on the run, throw across his body, and it's in time for the second out. Good stuff from Chandler Riley. Fits into something that I heard from Coach Robert Woodard earlier today, getting to talk to him about the shifts that this Charlotte team plays. Coach Woodard was saying it's all about positioning, and had the quote that Derek Jeter would not have to make Derek Jeter plays if he was in the right position, and a lot of times it was because he was in the wrong position at short. Oh and 1. Change up swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. That, of course, a bit of tongue-in-cheek for Coach Woodard, who is very big analytically with this defense on getting them positioned in the right spot. He's got a heavy shift on. He's switch hitter with an 0-2 count here. Weakly hit out towards the shortstop in a second base position, and Marinac an overhand flip to the first base bag for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the 3rd straight inning. Blake Gillespie has retired 10 hitters in a row. Charlotte back to work with a 2-0 lead. A look at the American Athletic Conference scoreboard before we return to the bottom of the 5th. Michigan State on top of UAB. ECU on top of Coastal. Memphis and Southeastern Louisiana scoreless, and then a couple other good matchups. Missouri State, Wichita State, Tulane, and a tough North Dakota State team. And Texas Southern, UTSA as well across the American this afternoon. A little bit chilly here in Charlotte today, 53 degrees and overcast. But everyone in the city excited about the weather tomorrow. High of 75 and sunny. Good baseball weather as Logar back to the mound for the bottom of the 5th inning. Good bounce back inning in the 4th. After he left the bases loaded in the 3rd with a double play and gave up a pair of runs in the 2nd. First pitch slider to Dawson Bryce is taken for ball 1. Struck out looking in the 1st, was hit by a pitch and left stranded in the 3rd. Looking for his first hit of the ball game. Comes up empty on that inside pitch, and it's 1-1. Gets a slider here, but popped up out towards shallow right center. Nick Poole, the man with priority, makes the catch. Leadoff man is retired. Sets up the catcher, Logan Petit. Look at the pitch count from Logar there. 32 in that long second, but 17 and 16 to follow that. And a quick 3 pitches for the first out in this 5th, as he's composed himself nicely after the shaky second. Jammed foul, and it is 0-1. That one's probably got to hurt the hands a little bit of the 49ers catcher, who's taken a beating today. Was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, had the foul ball in the tough area in the top half of the 5th. At the plate, comes up empty, at a slider there to fall behind 0-2. Tough pitch to lay off as that one floated across the zone. Missed outside, 1-2. And the next on the way from the righty. Swing and a miss. Make that the 4th strikeout for Jackson Logar. He's got a strikeout in each of the last 2 innings. And 2 quick outs in the bottom of the 5th to bring up Noah Furch. Fastball upstairs at 91, and Petit couldn't catch up. Noah Furch gets a slider and comes up empty. He was looking for a first pitch fastball, trying to do some damage like he's done all season, and really all career for the senior out of Esco, Minnesota. He has had a 300-plus batting average in every season he's played college baseball. Comes up empty on another slider, 1-2. 312 in 60 games as a freshman at Kirkwood Community College, 341 in 56 games as a sophomore, and then 302 leading the team last year. Now to a 342 start this season, but behind 1-2. On top of that, 6 hits in the series against Arkansas. And already a hit today, 1 for 2 on the contest. 2-2 home. Popped right side. Wind makes it die a little bit, but still gets over the fence and out of play. So another pitch coming to the senior. Gets a slider, pops this one up as well. This time it is in play. Coleman Calabrese makes the catch, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jackson Logar. Sophomore righty has done a stellar job to keep his team in this ball game as Charlotte scoreless once again. 6th inning on the way. It is the 49ers in front. They lead 2-0. Welcome back to Robert and Miriam Hayes Stadium. It's the 49ers out in front 2-0 to start this top half of inning number 6. Gillespie finds the zone to start it out on Canizaro. It's the 7, 8, 9 in the order due up for James Madison. Junior catcher struck out swinging against Gillespie his last time up, and he starts quickly behind 0-2. The Dukes team that's through their first 12 games hitting .209 as a team at the dish. On top of that, only averaging 6.2 hits a game, which is last out of 14 teams in the Sun Belt. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Man, Blake Gillespie continues to cook. That's 6 strikeouts now for him. And he's got 1 out in the top of the 6th. Second time that he struck out Canizaro. Now a fly ball out towards right center field sends Noah Furch on the move and making the catch at the warning track. Hardest hit ball of the afternoon for JMU, but it ends up in a Charlotte glove and it is out number 2.
Next up, shortstop number 21, Madison. Let's go, man!
So of the 6 strikeouts for Blake Gillespie, 4 have come against the first batter of the frame. So talk about setting the tone. That's what he's done so far, and he's up to 73 pitches. He's got 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. First to Calabrese, misses inside, and it's 1-0. Sent a high fly ball into the glove of Juan Rivera in left field his last trip, and now another off speed finds the zone to even the count at 1-1. Showing bunt, pulling back and taking a ball is Maddox Fleck, the shortstop. Only 1 walk on the season for him. 3 runs scored and 3 strikeouts at the dish entering today. This one's lined out towards left center field. Carson Bain has plenty of time, and he makes the catch. And folks, that is 4 straight 3 up, 3 down innings for Blake Gillespie. 13 straight retired. Take a look at the scoreboard as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Charlotte in front, 2-0. Gillespie has not been good. He has been great. And the green and gold trying to get their guy some insurance to start this bottom of the 6th. They lead 2-0. As on the other dugout, it has been Jackson Logar that has got it done for James Madison. Big second inning for the 49ers. Resulted in 2 runs, but since then, Charlotte has not been able to scratch anything across. And it is a 2-run advantage as we get set to start the bottom of inning number 6. Carson Bain leads it off. He's reached in both of his plate appearances, and he'll take the first for strike 1. We've not had a leadoff base runner since the 3rd inning. Bain trying to send that one over the wall, comes up empty, and it's strike 2 on the 90th pitch from Jackson Logar. 0-2. Ooh, just off the plate. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. 30-plus pitch second inning for Logar. And now working into the 6th. Gets a strikeout. 3 straight innings with a K for Jackson Logar. Make that 5 on the afternoon for him. And that is out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th. Great slider. At the last second, Bain could not protect. So he is down on strikes for the first time in this one. Brings up Juan Rivera. He'll take a strike on the outer half. Singled, stole a bag, and scored in his first at bat in the second inning, but in the third just had an unfortunate turn. Bases loaded, 1 out. And a line drive just bounced in front of the glove of Maddox Fleck, who was able to turn 2. If Rivera had beat that out, another run would have been across. If it had been caught, Charlotte would have had another chance to score with the bases juiced. But instead, nothing. And the James Madison side continues to voice their frustrations with the zone today as the count moves to 3 balls and a strike on Rivera. This one will catch a bit of the zone, and it's 3-2. Strikeout started the frame. Now Juan Rivera has a full count and the 3-2. Called strike 3. Punches him out looking on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and Jackson Logar, now up to 98 pitches, has strikeouts in each of his last 2 batters faced. Now it's Connor Marinac who struck out a pair of times. He'll swing at the first and start behind in the count for his 3rd straight at bat. 100th pitch of the ball game from Logar, the 0-1. This one out towards right field, sends the right fielder back, and Marinac has left the yard. Opposite field home run for the right-handed hitting shortstop, and he's got Charlotte back on the board in front by 3. Make that home run number 1 in a 49ers uniform for Connor Marinac. 91 mile an hour at the top of the zone. Late contact and shoots it over the right field fence. A hair under 100 miles an hour of exit velo. And now it's Caleb Estes with 2 outs following the solo homer. Ball and a strike. Homer number 11 on the season for the 49ers, and for Marinac, he becomes only the 5th Charlotte player to hit a home run. The first 10 had come from 4 players alone. The hard hit ground ball to short has a chance to end the frame, and it will not. Can't be picked by Dowdle. That'll go as an error against the shortstop Maddox Fleck, and it will extend the frame after what was a stellar start from Jackson Logar. One pitch from getting through 6 innings of work. Marinac, the 2-out solo homer, and now the E6 sets up Thad Ector. Gotta imagine this will be the last batter for Logar, one way or the other. Up over 100 pitches now, trailing by 3. And a 1-0 count to Ector. Here's a strike. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't make the move after the E6. Ector has reached in both at bats against Logar. And the lefty has struggled today against left-handed bats. Ector, the switch hitter, batting from the left side. Hits it hard to the right side on the ground. This one's fielded cleanly, and the throw's on the money to end this bottom of the 6th. So through 6 innings, Charlotte now has 3, courtesy of the 2-out opposite field home run from Connor Marinac. It's a 3-0 advantage for the 49ers as we head to inning number 7. What a pitching performance we have in game 1 of this series. It has been a strikeout fest for both starters. Blake Gillespie now with 6 strikeouts on his start. 6 strikeouts on the other side for Jackson Logar. With the solo homer he surrendered in the bottom of inning number 6. Makes it 3-0 as we start this 7th frame. Blake Gillespie will face the top of the order for the 3rd time. And Kyle Langley pulls it foul. It's now 0-2. Langley with a pair of flyouts to center field in each of his ABs. Gillespie brings home pitch number 80 on the 0-2. Lined out towards center field. Carson Bain charging in, makes the catch on a drop. And that's out number 1. Bends the knee just enough to catch that liner. And here's a look at the starting pitchers in this one. 6 innings for Logar. You got to imagine his day's done after 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. 1 walk to 6 strikeouts and a stellar close to that ball game after allowing 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd and cleaning things up since. And then for Gillespie, his day is not done yet. Top of the 7th inning, he's got 1 out. And James Madison will go to Nick Poole. Ball 2 just at the top of the zone. Last base runner was in the 2nd inning on an Eli Stedman walk. He has been the lone Duke to reach, and he was thrown out on the base paths. 2-0 off the plate, and Gillespie has work to do if he wants to avoid putting a second James Madison base runner aboard as he falls behind 3-0. There's a strike. Hitters count for Nick Poole, but you got to imagine with the way James Madison's been swinging it today, they're going to want to see a strike in this scenario. 3-1. Nope, swinging away, and a fly ball out towards right. No, Furch doesn't have to move much, and that is a big out number 2 in this top of the 7th.
Next up, the designated hitter number 22, Ryan Dooley.
Let's go, man!
There's a look at the distribution of outs from Blake Gillespie. 9 flyouts, 4 groundouts, and 6 strikeouts for the righty in his first Friday start with the Charlotte 49ers. 2 outs in the 7th, and he faces Ryan Dooley, who takes strike 1. The DH has popped up to first, struck out swinging in 2 trips. Was looking for the fastball in his last at bat. And on the 0-1, he gets it. Hits it hard out towards first. Estes to the bag. 7 innings down for Blake Gillespie. 6 outs to go for Blake Gillespie. It's a 3-run advantage for the Charlotte 49ers, and it's time to stretch, folks. 49ers to the plate when we come back. New arm into the game for James Madison. They'll go to the lefty, Tyler Muscar, the 6'5" junior from Centerville, Virginia. His redshirt junior season after making 5 appearances out of the bullpen last year, 10 appearances as a redshirt freshman. and looking for an expanded role out of the bullpen this year. Second appearance, 2 innings of work so far for him. He's got 8.2 innings. Does Muscar this year. 7 strikeouts to no walks, and he has allowed just 3 earned runs, combining for a 3.12 ERA. Pitched in the midweek against Maryland. And he'll face Chandler Riley, who watches that one to go 1-1. And now a visit here, and that is not a good sign for James Madison. Lefty looking like he has something feeling not right. Sends the trainer out, the coach out as well, and the bullpen continues to get active with a couple more lefties warming up. So just to make matters worse for James Madison, now a couple of warm-ups here to see if Muscar is good to go. It's Lane Duff and Alex Bingler in the pen. A couple of young pitchers that each have been getting some experience. And Muscar is going to stick with it as everybody returns. And the count to a ball and a strike on Chandler Riley, the leadoff man. 1, 2, 3 due up here. And Riley will take ball 2. Swing and a miss. Two. This one hit up the middle. Slow roller on the ground ball with eyes. Finds the perfect spot of the infield to scoot through. And how about a leadoff single here in this bottom of the 7th for Chandler Riley? First hit of the ball game for him. Make that hit number 6 for the 49ers at the plate in this one. Skipped off the mound. Finds the gap, and it brings up Dawson Bryce. He's hitless in this one. 0 for 2 has been hit by a pitch and has struck out looking. Starts behind 0-1. Cracked foul off the bat of Dawson Bryce and out of play. Oh, 2. Ooh, just missed on the inner half, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Come on, dog.
1-2 called, strike 3. This one gets the inner half, and Dawson Bryce caught looking for the second time in this one.
Now batting, catcher number 9, Logan O'Keefe.
Logan Petite. He'll take ball 1. Transfer from Vanderbilt, tons of power at the dish. Hitless in this one. He's got a strikeout, a ground out, and has been hit by a pitch. Was left stranded in that third inning. Runner was on the move, and this one popped up on the infield. Sprinting back towards first base goes Riley, and the catch is made. So Poteet becomes out number 2.
Next up, right fielder number 8, Noah Birch.
Here's Noah Birch, who gets another chance at it. Pick off the first, keeps an eye on Riley. Still looking for his first stolen bag of the season as he leads off the first base bag. Noah Birch, 1 for 3 on the day, and batting average up over 340 on the young season. 2 outs. First pitch from the lefty Muscar, and it's ball 1. Muscar has not given up an extra base hit on the season in his 8 appearances. 8.2 innings of work, 10 hits against, but all of them singles. And another pickoff attempt to check on Riley. One and 1 the record for the man on the mound. Out of Westfield High School. That one misses the mark. Chance to hit here for the right fielder as the count to 2-0. Coming off a homer in the Arkansas series. And that one misses low. Muscar tosses his hands up. He's frustrated, and that will prompt a visit from head coach Marlon Eikenberry, who will have some words for the home plate umpire Jimmy Paler as he walks onto the field. Doesn't look like there's going to be a change. This one has the feel of Eikenberry going out there to try and calm down his starter after a couple of borderline calls that didn't go his way. I mean, in college baseball especially, you know how quickly emotions can just take over moments like these. Any frustration to throw off focus, and one pitch. And this lead can jump from 3 to 5 in a hurry. Birch tied for the team lead with his 3 home runs. 3-0, and the lefty comes home with ball 4. So now 2 outs and 2 aboard, as Carson Bain gets another turn. So if you're tuning into this one late, we've got a lot going on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Charlotte in front 3-0. They've got 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors. And on the other side for James Madison, nothing doing outside of an error defensively. Blake Gillespie has looked phenomenal. Senior out of Jacksonville has to scoot out of the way at the last second to avoid getting hit by that one. And he'll start ahead in the count 1-0. Back pick to first base, and that one nearly gets away. Again, it hits a Charlotte base runner. That is the second time in this ball game that a throw behind a runner has hit a base runner's leg and prevented the runners from advancing.
Anything else, I agree
Coach Woodard out of the dugout, trying to sell the first base umpire on perhaps interference or something over there at first. Whatever it was for naught, as play will continue. So it's a ball and a strike on Carson Bain, the center fielder who leads this team in RBIs. And he pulls it down the line and fair. Extra bases on the way for Carson Bain. 1 run scores, rounding third, and coming home is Furch. No throw. 2 RBI double from Carson Bain, and the center fielder makes it 5-0. Got the pitch he wanted and smashed this one down the line. All the way to the track. And great hustle from Noah Furch, scoring from first base there on the double down the line. So 2 outs. This inning continues to Juan Rivera's spot. Pinch hitter due up, and perhaps a new arm as well. Eikenberry makes his trip out to the mound, and this will be the end for Tyler Muscar. Unfortunate for the reliever. He thought he had strike 3 to end the inning. Thought he had a couple of strikes in his at-bat against Noah Furch. Instead, it was a walk to extend things, and Carson Bain makes him pay with a 2-run double. 5-0 49ers in front in the bottom of the 7th. New arm coming into the game. We got more baseball when we come back. New arm into the ball game for James Madison, trailing 5-0 in this one. It's Lane Duff, the freshman out of Lynchburg, Virginia, standing 6'4", that will be tasked with finding the final out of this bottom of the 7th. I'll face the 6th spot in the order. It was Juan Rivera, but pinch hitting for the 49ers is Johnny Sutrick, who will come up to the dish. So it will not be a lefty-lefty matchup. They opt for the righty in Sutrick. Only has 1 RBI on the season, and it came on a walk with the bases loaded. 5 strikeouts, 4 walks for Sutrick, the sophomore out of Virginia Beach. And he'll hit with Carson Bain on second base. Lane Duff has allowed 7 runs in his 3 appearances so far, including 5 earned against Fairfield. But he went 1 scoreless against Maryland in the midweek with a pair of strikeouts. This is inside on the first to Sutrick. Mono, runner on second is Carson Bain, the lefty. It's the foul ball for strike 1. Sutrick, a big role for the 49ers last year, 40 games played and 26 starts. Had 5 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs last season. This year he's got 8 games played and hitless through his first 11 at-bats. And swings through it to fall behind 1-2. Lane Duff ahead in the count, 1-2. Bounces this one before the batter's box. Releases that breaking ball too late, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the pinch hitter. 49ers in front by 5, trying to add to this 2-out rally in the bottom of the 7th. Inside fastball doesn't get the call. 3-2. Connor Marinac on deck following his solo home run in the 6th. 3-2. Popped out of play. And we will do it again. For JMU, it will be the heart of the order, the 4-5-6 due up in the top half of the 8th. Another payoff pitch on the way from the lefty. Inside, gets away. But Carson Bain cannot advance. And ball 4. So now Connor Marinac gets another chance. 2 strikeouts to start his day, but he made up for it after swinging through strike 1 against the starter Jackson Logar. Got a 91-mile-an-hour heater towards the top of the zone, watched it through the zone, and shot it the opposite way over the right field fence, which sits at 315 down the line and right. Fouls this one away and starts behind 0-1 again. Here's a look at that home run as it landed in the Charlotte bullpen to make it a 3-0 lead at the time, a hair under 100 miles an hour off the bat, and the first for Connor Marinac at the D1 level. 0-1. Breaking ball, no dice, and it's even at 1-1. Inning started with a Chandler Riley single up the middle. Looking strikeout to Dawson Bryce, and the pop-up from Logan Petit looked like nothing was doing. But a Noah Furch walk and the 2 RBI double from Carson Bain put 2 runs across. Sutrick extended things with his 5th walk of the season, and now it is Connor Marinac who has a 1-2 count against the freshman lefty Lane Duff. Swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs, got him to chase, and the strikeout concludes things in the bottom of inning number 7. All right, back to the fun. Charlotte to the field, 6 outs away from history. 5-0 the advantage for the 49ers. More baseball when we come back. Welcome back to the Haze. 5-0 is the 49ers advantage as Blake Gillespie toes the rubber once again. Here's a look at James Madison's schedule coming up. Obviously, the rest of this series here against Charlotte before taking on Virginia Tech at home. And then into conference play, playing ULM. And getting deeper into conference after that, with West Virginia on the road and Marshall on the road. 0-1 the count on Corey Dowdle, who swings through a slider to start his at-bat. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts for him. And he spins this one foul towards the Charlotte dugout. Gillespie in the driver's seat, 0-2. With 2 strikes, big infield shift to the left side. Chandler Riley, the second baseman, in a shortstop spot. Caleb Estes well off the first base bag, and a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 for Blake Gillespie, 3 of which have come against the cleanup man for James Madison. And 1 down in the 8th.
Correction, we have a pinch hitter, number 37, Ike Schmidley.
Here's a look at the new left fielder for the 49ers. Spencer Nolan is into the ball game, replacing Juan Rivera, who is pinch hit for by Johnny Sutrick, and now a pinch hitter of their own for James Madison. In comes Ike Schmidley, the sophomore outfielder back at home, Charlotte native. Swings at the first, pulls it down the line and foul. Replacing Eli Stedman, the lone base runner in this ball game, who reached on the walk in the second. Fastball misses, and it's 1-1. Schmidley, the sophomore, leads this team in runs out of Myers Park High School. Went to the same high school as the Charlotte head coach, Robert Woodard. Swings through the off speed, and it's 1-2. Schmidley behind in the count. Gillespie back to work. On 7 strikeouts now, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Make it 8 for Gillespie, who's 4 outs away. What a slider. And you can see the confidence from the righty oozing out of him. Starter on Saturdays through the first couple series on the year. Bumped up to the Friday starter here for this series, and he has been phenomenal. Strike 1. Wyatt Pfeiffer has flown out to left, grounded out to short, and his only 2 at-bats. 0-1. Popped out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Infield shift. 0-2. Entire dugout on its feet with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Swing and a miss! Gillespie strikes out the side of the 8th, and he is 1 inning away. Has shut down James Madison through 8 innings of work. 5-0 the advantage as the 49ers to the plate. Welcome back. Here's a look at the 49ers' upcoming schedule. They've got a busy couple weeks. First, got to settle things with James Madison here tonight and this weekend before hitting the road, taking on App State. And Davidson at home on Wednesday next week. Road series against UNC Wilmington, and then App State again following that. Meanwhile, they'll focus on getting to the sticks. They lead 5-0 here at home. And they will have the 8-9-1. Starting with Caleb Estes. First pitch fastball from the lefty, Lane Duff, who remains in the ball game. Misses inside, it's ball 1. Estes started the scoring in this ball game, had the 2 RBI single in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 6th, and then grounded out in the 4th. 5 runs on 7 hits for the 49ers in their Friday pinstripes. 1-0. Upstairs, that's ball 2. This one cracked up the middle, and a leadoff single kicks off the bottom of the 8th. Caleb Estes getting the start at first base with Cody Gunderson sick and day-to-day. Has had the bulk of his appearances as the DH this season, but with the start at first base, now he's 2 for 4 with a pair of singles, a pair of RBIs, and he's hoping to add a run as Thad Ector makes his 4th plate appearance of the ball game. Thad Ector shows bunt. Called a ball as he pulls back, and it's 1-0. Shows bunt again, pulls back, and takes ball 2. So a couple of defensive changes for James Madison. Nick Poole has moved from right to center field, taking over for Eli Stedman, and Ike Schmidley into the ball game in right. As Thad Ector has a hitter's count, 2 balls and no strikes against the freshman arm. Low and in, ball 3. And that's ball 4. So a single and a walk starts the bottom of the 8th inning to turn things over to the top half of the order. And in the 4 batters that Lane Duff has faced, it has been a walk, a strikeout, a single, and another walk. Another visit to the bump here. And we will see if this prompts a change or not. In a game that has been so heavily lopsided in Charlotte's favor, still only a 5-0 advantage. And now only the 4th arm to enter into the game for James Madison. So Lane Duff's day is done. 2 aboard and nobody out in the bottom of the 8th as the 49ers look to add to their lead. They lead 5-0. Fourth new arm of the ball game for James Madison University in game 1 of this 3-game set against the 49ers. Freshman Adam Horvath will get the nod here out of relief, relieving Lane Duff, who exits in this bottom of the 8th inning with 2 runners aboard after a leadoff single and walk on 4 pitches. So for Horvath, making his 3rd appearance of the season. His first appearance came against Fairfield. Gave up 1 earned in 1 inning of work and then pitched .2 innings on the road at Maryland in the midweek earlier this week. Faced 2 batters, got 2 outs, and no other harm against. Tall task here, top of the order due up for Charlotte. The runner on first, Thad Ector. On second is Caleb Estes. And Chandler Riley coming off a single and a run in the 7th. First from the righty, finds the zone, and it's strike 1. Second baseman 1 for 4 on the ball game. Watches an off-speed miss off the plate at 77 miles an hour. Good change of speeds. Moves the count to a ball and a strike. 1-1 the count. Good pitch on the inner half. Riley comes up empty on the swing. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Trying to advance the runners in this spot, leading 5-0 against the Dukes. 1-2. Jam shot popped up left side. Infield fly rule is called, so it won't matter, but it is reeled in from Maddox Fleck, and that's the first out. So with 1 down, it brings up Dawson Bryce, one of the hitless 49ers today. 0 for 3, but did reach on a hit by pitch and was left stranded on third base as part of that bases loaded but scoreless 3rd inning. Righty-righty matchup in the first to Bryce off the plate. So again, if you're just joining us, Charlotte bats have done enough today, but it has been the pitching that has reigned supreme up to this point. Blake Gillespie, the starter, has gone 8 innings of work and has absolutely tormented these James Madison bats to the tune of 9 strikeouts. And the 49ers trying to give him some insurance before he comes out for the 9th. Popped up right side. This one tailing towards the chalk. Tough play called off, and the catch is made as running into the fence is Coleman Calabrese. Running in the same direction as that ball was tailing. That is not an easy play from the second baseman, who covered a lot of ground and then ate some of that chain link fence as he makes the play. So back-to-back pop-ups from Horvath. And from 2 on and nobody out to 2 on and 2 out. Logan Petit takes ball 1. '49ers catcher with 5 extra base hits on the year, 8 RBIs on the season. Leaves this one up. Petit on the 2-0 pops it foul out of play. There is some action in the Charlotte bullpen. '49ers faithful, hoping that Joseph Taylor doesn't even need to come into the game. One of the top closers in the conference to start the year, though. Warms up as a just-in-case policy. 3-1. Logan Petit, the hitter's count. Swings away and 2 hops it into the James Madison dugout and back out. Foul ball, and the count full 3-2. So that'll give a head start to Caleb Estes off the second base bag and Thad Hector off the first base bag. And Logan Petit will have a payoff pitch on the way from Adam Horvath. He's had a great start to his relief outing with back-to-back pop-ups. 3-2. Called ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
Now batting, right fielder number 8, Noah Birch.
That brings up Noah Furch with the bases juiced. He is 1 for 3, a single, a walk, and a run in today's contest. Coming off a red-hot series against the number 4 team in the country, hits a bullet out towards second, and they'll go to the second base bag for out number 3. Here we go, folks. Top of the 9th on the way. 49ers lead 5-0, and Blake Gillespie going for history. We'll see what happens when we come back. Welcome back to the Haze, and buckle up. Top of the 9th starts Blake Gillespie, the junior. His first Friday night start, 8 innings of work of scoreless baseball, 9 strikeouts to 1 walk, the lone base runner he's allowed, and he faces the 7, 8, 9 in the order, needing 3 more outs. Jack Cannizzaro, the James Madison catcher, gets JMU started in the 9th. Takes ball 1. Gillespie up to 98 pitches. As he misses the mark on that one, you imagine he'll have a pretty loose leash in this 9th inning. Two and 0. There's a strike. Two 1. Off the plate, 3 balls and a strike, and the righty falls behind. Last time there was a 3-1 count. James Madison swung away, and it was the fly out to right field. Swinging through the 3-1, the count runs full. Cannizzaro has struck out twice in his 2 at-bats. 9 strikeouts on the evening for the junior. 3-2. Strike 3. 4 straight strikeouts for Blake Gillespie. 10 on the afternoon for the righty.
Second baseman, number 11,
this is the first 10 strikeout game by a Charlotte player since Cole Reynolds against Maryland last year. Obviously, a lot more at stake than that with 2 outs to go. Catches the inside corner. It's a ball and a strike now on Coleman. Calabrese has grounded out and flown out. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. One-two home. Hit down the line. Gonna be a tough play on the backhand. Long throw in time, and it's out number 2. That's Dawson Bryce down the line, the third baseman. Backhanded that as it skipped over the bag. Crow hop and a strike to first. And the righty 1 out away. Last hope for James Madison will be a pinch hitter. Maddox Fleck back to the dugout. And it's the junior catcher, Jackson Tone. First home. Just off, and it's ball 1. Misses the mark, and it's a 2-0 start for the pinch hitter. Left-handed hitter out of Chesapeake, Virginia, getting his first action in this game in this series. 2-0. Strike 1. Strike 2. Every fan in attendance on their feet. One pitch away for the righty. 2-2 home. Pulled foul. Releasing the tension momentarily as it builds back up. 8 2/3. 2-2 the count. Check swing. Yes, he did. Gillespie is golden. The second time in program history the 49ers have a no-hitter. Oh, what a moment. Blake Gillespie, in his first Friday start with the 49ers, he twirls a gem. 11 strikeouts, a no-hitter. And a fired-up 49ers fan base. In 2023, Cam Hansen had taken a no-hitter into the ninth, got one out before it was broken up. Matt Brooks the year prior against Winthrop, 2 outs into the ninth, and it was broken up. But here today, it is the first Charlotte no-hitter since Ronnie Honeycutt in 1987. The SEC transfer gets his shot in Charlotte, and he capitalizes here tonight. What an unbelievable moment for Blake Gillespie and for this 49ers team. And what a moment for us on the broadcast. Charlotte takes this one at home 5-0. The Bats do enough to get it done. 2 runs across in the second. A solo homer in the 6th and 2 more in the 7th. They only needed 1. Near perfection from the man on the mound. Only base runner was a 1-out walk in the 2nd. He retires every single batter since then, and he strikes out a total of 12. What a performance from Blake Gillespie. A no-hitter, and Charlotte takes game 1. What a start to what should be a great series. It's the 49ers on top of James Madison in game 1. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. For our phenomenal production team in this one, I'm Zach McKinstry, and we will be back tomorrow afternoon for Game 2 on ESPN+.